Mental illness is a complicated thing. Many people who still don't know how to help someone with a mental illness, they think, what if I give them some space? What if I try too hard? And sometimes we tend to do things that we think might help the person with a mental illness, but we end up making it worse. But if there are certain things that make mental illness worse, it is usually from the person who is suffering from it. Yes. So most of the times, people with a mental illness will make some common mistakes when they're trying to deal with their mental illness. Whether it's depression, OCD, anxiety, things like that, I'm gonna go over today 5 things that I believe are some common mistakes in the mental health community. Guys, like I said, I'm gonna be giving some real life examples in every single category for this video. Number 5 is putting it off. Now, what do I mean by putting it off? I'm telling you that most of the times when you are dealing with something, you tend to think that it might go away on its own because you don't wanna be that person who goes to therapy and admits that they have a problem, or you feel like currently in your life right now, you do not have the time or the patience to go and deal with your mental illness. And what I mean by that is when I was growing up and I was dealing with my own OCD issues, I would not want to go to see a therapist. I would not want to go do the exercises. I would not want to go to drive to meet someone because why? Either 1, I was lazy. 2, I thought it would go away on its own. And 3, I just didn't want to feel like me going to therapy. That to me validated that I had a problem. And if I talked about that problem, it would make things worse. Number 4 is taking too many pills. Now, when I say taking too many pills, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with taking pills. I'm just saying that when you take pills and you're just relying on the pills to help you out, that seems to me that there's a problem. If you guys look at a lot of websites, if you ask psychiatrists, doctors, and a lot of other people, they say that usually the best form of treatment is medication along with another form of therapy. When I was going to get my OCD treated, I took some medication, but I was also in exposure response therapy. That really helped me out because it made me realize and made me confront my fears and made me see and how dumb they truly were. I think a lot of people tend to think that if they just have these pills, if they just keep taking these pills, everything is going to be fine. These pills will fix your life and you don't have to do anything else other than that to make yourself feel better. But I don't think that's the case. When people are dealing with depression, it's not just pills that make you feel better, it's other things as well. It's getting into a community with people who know what you're going through, maybe exercising, getting a better body, going outside, trying new activities, meeting new people, and growing some relationships with people and doing activities that you never thought you would have enjoyed in the first place. Things like that, things that could open your mind to other things. It's not just taking a pill and then realizing, okay, when am I gonna get better? It's other things that you can incorporate into your activities and your daily lives to make sure that you get better all around and you're not just relying on, pills to make you feel better. All right, so number 3 is relying on someone. When I say relying on someone, I'm talking about how if you feel like your well-being is attached to someone else, then there's a problem with that because a lot of times, and this kind of goes with relationships, you feel like if you're not going to be with someone anymore, then by them not being in your life, you're going to completely shut down, you're going to completely have your life ruined, and you'll never be the same again. And I know it's true with a lot of people with a mental illness in relationships because they tend to associate their happiness with the person that they're with. So sometimes if they break up or if they don't see them, they think, oh my God, I am gonna lose my mind if I don't see this person, or if we ever break up, I might kill myself or I might do something that I regret. And that's not the case. So one example that I have for you guys is when I was with my ex-girlfriend, when we broke up, I realized that all these thoughts, these intrusive, unwanted thoughts that were in the back burner, like you could say they were in the back seat of the car, they came back into the driver's seat and started to take over again and started being more prevalent in my life. I felt like if I needed to be in a relationship in order to help myself be sane, be normal, which is totally wrong. You don't need someone to make you happy. First, you need to realize how you can live a life on your own for a while, how you can be happy on your own and not look to someone else to give you happiness, to validate your happiness, things like that. Because a lot of times, a lot of people tend to think that happiness equals being with someone. And yes, honestly, like being with someone gives you some of the most happiest times that you could think of. I remember some of the best times I ever had in my life were with my first real girlfriend, and I would never trade those experiences for anything. But I realized that when we broke up, I needed to fix things in myself, and I realized that I needed to find a way to be okay and live a life without the reassurance of someone there by me, helping me out, making sure that I was okay, when in reality you need to be that person for yourself, and you need to be the person who holds yourself accountable and makes sure that you're doing the appropriate steps to get better, and realize that you don't need people to make you happy. All right, so number 2, and that is thinking you can do this all on your own. Now, I remember so hard that I thought that I could do this all on my own when I was dealing with my own mental illness, POCD. And I thought that I don't need to tell anyone, I don't need to share any of my secrets. I can just look it up on the internet and I can find things and I will do this all on my own and I'll figure it out all on my own. Sadly, that is not the case. Most of the times, people need help, either with therapists, telling a friend, doing things that involve others to help you out. Because a lot of times, and this just doesn't go for mental illness, because in a lot of aspects of our life, we need help with a lot of things. We need help with school. We need help with advice in relationships, with buying a house, with buying a car. We need advice and we need some guidance from certain people who have lived through that and can help us make better decisions. Because usually if we want to do things all on our own, we're going to make a lot of mistakes. We're not going to learn from other people's mistakes, and we're just going to feel like we're lost all the time. It's pretty evident that a lot of people feel like they can do things on their own. And if you can, that's awesome. But for a lot of people, there's no shame in asking for help from someone. There's no shame in reaching out to someone for help, because a lot of times we could actually benefit from getting help from multiple areas of our life. Now, the number one mistake a lot of people make when it comes to mental illness is not telling anyone. Now, not telling anyone is a big deal, because when you don't tell anyone, all of your thoughts are just hidden and just stuck inside your mindset. And when you don't tell anyone, a lot of people just think you're fine, because honestly, look around in the world and see all these people around you. They could be smiling, they could be having fun, but underneath that surface, they could be going through some really tough stuff right now. Back when I got my own mental illness when I was 12 years old, I didn't tell anyone for like a good 6 years. I kept every single aspect of my life hidden. Well, every single aspect of the part that I didn't want to tell anyone hidden from others, because one, we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of judgment. We're afraid of looking weird in front of other people. And I understand that for a lot of people, it can be tough to share your darkest secrets with people because you're afraid how they're going to react. But honestly, with a lot of things, we tend to think of the worst outcomes, and then in reality, the outcome is usually not as bad as you thought, whether it's going up to a girl, whether it's asking for something, whether it's doing something that you thought would get a bad outcome out of, and then you do it and then you realize, this wasn't as bad as I thought. Now, so what would I actually want you to do? I actually want you to tell people that you trust about this. Go see a therapist or a counselor, or do things that you think would help you. Do certain therapies that you know are proven to be successful for other people. If you need to take medication, do that, but don't over rely on it and think that that's the only thing that's going to help you, because there's other aspects of your life that you could improve on and that could make your life a lot better than just relying on a pill. Everything you can think of, there's people out there that can give you guidance, expertise, and remember, you are not alone in this struggle, and you can go out and get the appropriate help that you need. So that is it. That is my advice for you guys. We're human, we always learn, and it's always better just to improve upon what you did and not to look back. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I do realize that I'm not uploading as much as I used to. I do have a job now. It's a 9-to-5 job. It's not something that I'm gonna stay in for a long time. I hope not. Having my own online business and doing things so I don't have to do a 9-to-5 job, because like I said in my previous videos, that's not me. I'm not a fan. I know what I want in life, and making these videos, I enjoy making these videos because, again, the community, you guys always ask for help on certain things, and I'm more than willing to help you guys, at least since I've gone through all of this already on my own. Because like I said, there's other things going on in my life right now that I'm paying attention to, that I'm trying to build up. But once I get my time management well done, I'm gonna go back to 2 videos every single week, helping anyone that I can. But thank you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.